Welcome to the Root Cause Revolution podcast with functional and integrative nurse nutritionist and energy medicine practitioner, Audrey Christie.
Hey friends, welcome to Energy Medicine Monday. This is episode 230, and today we're talking about protection for empaths. And so if you need to know if this episode is for you, then you have to know first, are you an empath? So an empath is a person that is highly attuned to the feelings and emotions of those around them. And so if you're an empath, your ability to discern what others are feeling often goes beyond like the standard definition of empathy. And empathy, just kind of defined, is the ability to understand the feelings of others. If you're an empath, your ability to understand what others feeling actually involves taking those feelings on, feeling those feelings in your body and spirit, feeling what another person is feeling at a deep emotional level. For most empaths, you can do a couple of things to recharge, right? Sometimes empaths also consider themselves introverts. I don't find that that's always the case, but for empaths, true empaths, a lot of times you have to have some time alone in order to recharge. And it has to be time alone from not just other humans, but from human contact. So from your cell phone, for example, or your computer where your emails and pings and all these things are coming through. Another sort of strategy for empaths is to not only find time for yourself, and that works really well when you're in a situation where maybe you work with a group of people that you need to get a break from, or maybe your family is part of that group of people that you need to get a break from. Outside of that, it can really be helpful for empaths to protect their energy by being selective in who they spend time with. Now, you can't always do those things, right? You can't always decide with whom you're going to spend your time. Sometimes you're forced to spend your time in places, in crowds, and maybe you have a job where you listen to people's sorrows and hurt. A lot of times I spend a lot of time listening to people who have gone through such unimaginable things for years and years and years of their life where they've just been suffering so much. Sometimes you can't choose, right? And so when you can't choose, energy medicine, of course, can help. So one of my favorite things is called the pink bubble of protection. Now, your bubble doesn't have to be pink. Don't worry. That's just the color of my bubble. And this originally started many, many years ago when I would travel. My mom would tell me to don't forget your bubbles. And she may have even said pink bubbles, but I think it was just don't forget your bubbles. And so over time, that's kind of just evolved into what we say to each other. And what we're talking about is an energetic bubble of protection. Now, you can use this bubble of protection for anything, really. But one of my favorite ways to use it is to protect myself from taking on or absorbing other people's energies. And so I do a version of the pink bubble protection as part of my morning routine and my meditation every single morning. And the way you do this is very, very simple. You don't have to meditate. So if you don't have a meditation practice, don't worry. I mean, yes, I want you to have a meditation practice, but you can do this without a meditation practice. So all you're going to do is take a few deep centering breaths, and they need to be deep breaths through your nose. Breaths through your nose reach a bigger depth. They move your diaphragm with your lungs and you get more oxygenation that way. So you take a big deep breath in through your nose, and I like to sigh it out my mouth. So it sounds something like this. Right? Really blow all the air out. And what you're doing is as you breathe out, you're going to center yourself in your heart. And if you don't have a energetic grasp of what centering in your heart is, don't worry, you'll know it when you feel it, but just focus your attention to what's considered your heart center. And that is the center of your chest, even though your heart is to the left side of your chest, right? Our heart center is right in the middle of our chest. It's more of an energetic place than an anatomical location. So we're centering, breathing deep, getting yourself centered in your heart, and then inhale, a nice big inhale. And then on your exhale, move the focus from your heart, pushing out around you to start to build your transformative bubble. Sometimes people call these transformative energy shields. I like to use bubble because for me, I'm a pretty literal person. So a bubble for me encompasses everything. It's above my head, it's below my feet, it's all the way around me. Whereas a shield is like one-sided for me, right? If shield works better for you, that's a-okay too. So as you exhale, you're going to build your bubble. So that bubble for me usually starts above my head at the crown and comes down and around my feet. Okay. Now continue breathing deep and notice as you build that bubble, how it immediately transforms all of your own bodysuit stuff, all of your own energy into positive. It raises your vibration. It raises your energy. Okay. And then when you're done, once you've built your bubble, you're done. It really just takes that long. You can open your eyes and turn the world around you, becoming aware of your bubble, transforming any negativity, anybody else's energy, anything unwanted that's coming your way. Now, as always, you can do this without any tools at all. It's all about intention. Sometimes it's helpful to have a talisman to help. And so 2 options for talisman that you might choose is a labradorite or a rose quartz. And these are particularly helpful if you have a hard time thinking of energy in the way that I described. And so you can think of it more as the stone in your pocket is helping to push that energy field out. So I hope you'll give this a try. It's just something every morning you can just put on your pink bubble and go about your day and notice how it transmutes and transforms not only your view from inside the bubble out, but the energy that is coming into the bubble with you. So I hope you'll try it. Let me know. As always, have an amazing rest of your week. I'll be back on Wellness Wednesday. We'll be talking about injury recovery and PEMF. See you then.
Thank you for listening to the Root Cause Revolution podcast. Be sure and subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated.